All right, welcome back to our second budget workshop. Moving right along into our court budget presentation. Our court clerk is unfortunately still unable to be with us this evening, so Mr. Granum will be doing the court presentation with us tonight.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Granum.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'll point out a few things that are unrelated to court. Well, I have the podium. I put on your dais the questions and answers, and that completes all the documents now for the budget, and they're all on the website. And I'll just there's a button now on the very front page of the budget. But there's 9 new buttons, as a matter of fact, so you can go straight to some things that don't really line up with us organizationally, such as animal services or CARTA and budget. So there's a button on our homepage, takes you to the finance page that has all the documents that the budget memos from each director, my budget memo, the working budget estimate, and now this Q&A. It's the last document.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Also give a shout out to Court Clerk Alicia Donahue and Deputy Court Clerk Allie Hindman for their their inaugural annual court report. So that's available, and that's also on our website. So we're really pleased at the amazing work that is happening in our court. And lastly, as just a note, a little brochure from our Cemetery Appreciation Day, Decoration Day, which was a huge success this past Saturday. All right. So there's a lot of things happening in the court, and I'm going to do my best. These are Alicia's slides, but digitization is actually getting underway. We talked about that for a while, but it takes a while to get all these pieces and parts in place. So we have a contract with RJ Young. They'll be going into this building and digitizing several hundred boxes of state archive, which we're following the retention schedule. It's not like we're digitizing stuff we don't have to keep statutorily required. A lot of this court stays for forever in a lot of cases. Training and networking to stay up to date on all things. And I also want to brag about Allie and Alicia. They are now, I laid on your dais a copy of their certificates from the Municipal Technical Advisory Service. They're front and back, one's for Allie and one's for Alicia. They are now credentialed municipal court certificate. They completed the program. And this is a 3-year program. It is one of the most arduous credentials that any area has to stay on it to get. So kudos to Allie and Alicia. They've done a great job.
Congratulations to both of them.
So that's their training and networking. Technology, we have a contract with Tyler Technology that runs our court software. And I just wanted to highlight how integrated that digitally our court is. It's integrated with the state. It's integrated with our police agency, Red Bank PD. It's integrated with the district attorney. It's integrated with the sheriff and specifically the jail. And it manages our docket and provides the system of record for our court functionality. So there's nothing low tech about our court operation, and they do a fantastic job. They are looking to transition to CJIS, which is a buzzword here, Criminal Justice Information System, and that is a specific to Hamilton County. So we have to work with Hamilton County IT. It's not a product you can buy. It's a self-help thing that is really serves all the courts well across Hamilton County, and we want to get in on that. So we're in the queue. And then working to increase our collections by onboarding a collection agency, and that will be in partnership with CFO Pickle. But I did want to give a shout out while I was on this. If you look at the revenue line for judicial, which is on the front page of the revenue side for the general fund, their revenue lines are up significantly. So last year, or that is to say, the current year, FY25, we budgeted $100,000, and we're forecasting to collect $142,000. And what's not shown here is the FY23 actual. We actually collected in the mid 60s, about 65,000. So from FY23 actual 65 to FY25 forecasted 142. How does that happen? It happens with our court clerk and our deputy court clerk following up and pursuing collections. Turns out the secret sauce to getting people to pay their court fines and fees is calling them and reminding them that they have it due. And when they come to the court for information, post reminding them, well, you need to pay this fine and this fee, and they do. So there's no better indicator of just the great work that our deputy court clerk and our court clerk are doing than that revenue line coming more than doubling from about 65,000 to projected 142,000.
And we wouldn't say that that's necessarily because there's way more cases. It's because they're doing a better job at collecting those fines and fees that are assessed on the cases that were already,
Yes, ma'am.
in queue.
It absolutely speaks to their diligence
Mhm.
in tightening up their attention to that. Now, collecting fines and fees, there was an article from the Hamilton County system about 5 or 6 months ago. It's a vexing thing. This is very, problematic payer group. They don't have a whole lot of money, and so it's really difficult to go into that and extract revenue. But nonetheless, that is how our system operates. And so our court clerk and our deputy court clerk have, made it a priority to bring those revenues into the city that are owed to the city. And it's not just to say that benefits as well. We remit a lot of this to the state as well.
Mhm.
So it funds the system.
Right.
Challenges, right up there. Getting some people to understand. We are willing to work with them. People won't show, or they don't think they can call and ask for help. They can't. Get a court date rescheduled. Come in and talk to Allie and Alicia, and they'll work with them to set up a payment schedule. So we are very accommodating. We just want to get those fines and fees paid. And in terms of missing a court appointment, we don't want to have to issue a warrant for somebody's arrest. And we are very proactive on collecting some of the older stuff, but the bottom line is there are some people who are just not going to pay. What Allie wants to highlight here is really how well we're doing this year. It doesn't really show it because the number on the left is smaller, but we have over 2 months left in the year, and we're almost at the same level of revenue collection. So this is actually a good news story. We understand what the numbers are saying. And bottom line here, this is there's a whole lot of colors from that yellow column in the middle to the right. I wouldn't worry about that. What we're really focused on is those 4 columns on the left. And I'll just bring your eye down to the bottom left, the bottom line. Court costs are very flat. In 24, it was 191,000. Our forecast this year is 188,000, and our budget ask is 192,000. So the impact of the city's general fund in terms of expense is flat. The impact of the general fund in terms of revenue collection is more than doubled over the last 2 years. So they are doing a great job. And they are also baked into that expense is they're pioneering the digitization for the whole city. So once Allie and Alicia figure that out and get this process up and running, we'll roll around the other departments and digitize their records as well. So just outstanding work happening in the Red Bank Municipal Court with concurrent general sessions jurisdiction.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Granum. Any questions about the court budget presentation? Okay, thank you, Mr. Granum.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, and moving on to our next agenda item, City Hall Finance Administration Budget Presentation with Director Perry. Welcome.
Thank you. Mine's not gonna be nearly as in-depth as Greg's was, but not the time of it. And so City Hall administration is made up of the city manager, myself, Ms. Pickle, our other chief finance officer, Summer Sheldon, the assistant city recorder and public relations, April Sledge, the assistant CFO, also does our payroll. The IT manager actually, she's in our department, but she kind of works for the police chief because he's our IT director right now. And then we have a part-time business accounts receivable clerk, Ruthie Rowan. So that's full-time employees. And within administration, I cover human resources, risk management, public affairs, and the city recorder. In the finance department, that's 3 full-time, 1 part-time. And we've created our first mission statement. So the City of Red Bank's Finance Department is committed to ensuring the effective and transparent management of public funds to enhance community well-being. We prioritize fiscal responsibility, providing accurate financial reporting and strategic budgeting that supports local initiatives and sustainable growth. Through collaboration and open communication, we aim to empower our community, build public trust, and ensure the long-term economic health of the City of Red Bank.
Very nice.
It's a bit long, but we'll fix that. Okay, so in 2025, we had the first that I know of, employee to take advantage of tuition reimbursement. He just finished up. I think it's in May 6th, he'll get his diploma. So 1 firefighter has taken advantage, and I have 1 that's already signed up to take advantage of it. It'll be FY26. We increased our life insurance amounts. Our Red Bank newsletter, social media communications were massive. We've got a lot of information out there. We automated permit and rental applications through iWork, and I completed my CMFO certification, and Ms. Pickle has started hers. For this year, we'd like to, that's something we're going to try to do. I'm sorry, that first bullet. We're going to try to increase the pay for the commission, but that got next. We're providing a 1.5% COLA to all city employees. We're going to continue to offer tuition reimbursement. We are implementing 2 weeks of paid maternity and paternity leave for all eligible employees. We're going to continue to add services to iWork for increased efficiency in all business forms. And again, Ms. Pickle will complete her CMFO certification. And to further assist our elderly, disabled, and or veteran citizens, we're requesting that you approve that we start a kickback or a kick-in program where we'll match what the county pays in to assist those on tax relief.
Yes. Yep.
So what that means is if you're 65 years of age, have an income of $26,370 or less per year, or if you're a veteran who is 100% disabled, there's about $26,000 that Red Bank can pay in to match what Hamilton County pays in. We have 138 current or pending applications right now. This will not be an increase in expense, but will reflect as a decrease in tax revenue. Salaries didn't go up this year. We're sunsetting the web designer position. I increased on overtime just a little bit because the IT manager tends to get called in, so we have to make sure we can compensate her. No change in car allowance and longevity. Nobody's planning to retire, so we'll have to pay that out. And of course, there's spike in retirement. I went up on education and certification this year because the 1 employee that is signed up, it's going to be a little more expensive because she's on fast track. So I want to make sure we can cover that for her. Now, contract services. This is a list of all of our contracts this year. My budget actually includes all of the IT related contract services.
Okay.
RJ Young by itself is $181,000. Half of that is the digitization project. And then we're adding a data analyst. We added iWork for business applications for City Hall, so we had to add that in this year. I honestly don't remember if I included JJ Keller last year for the driver monitoring or not, but this year we have $4,500. And of course, everything else has its regular 5% annual increase. Bank service charges, we had to go up on that because we implemented the net positive in our checking accounts. So we have to pay a fee for that so we can make sure we're not having any fraudulent charges in our accounts.
Which line is that, Miss Perry?
That is $691.
Oh, okay.
No capital expenses this year. And that is for administration portion. Any questions on that?
On the paper, it has 481,000 and on here it's updated to 490,000.
That one includes the 9,000 I'm anticipating Pickles pay to after she gets our CMO folks. That'll happen in the middle of the year.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
And legislative commission, really not a lot of change there. We have a little bit on the budget amount for special events because you guys do still have a few more things that you might do, and like the galas that we go to. Contractual services in this one is used to pay the planning commission. Any questions on that one? Okay, insurance. This is where, remember, this is just the general fund. We had an expected 5% increase. I haven't gotten any of those numbers back yet. But health insurance has remained fairly flat. Our claims are a little bit lower because of the text care that we implemented. So fewer people are going to the doctor. They're just using the text care where they can talk to the doctor through text, and they're not having to pay for that additional office visit. The workers' comp, we actually got 21,000 back as like a rebate because we paid in too much. So I brought that one down just a little bit. Property insurance did go up just a tad. And as part of general liability, we had a lot of crashes this year, but some of this will be recouped in our insurance recoveries. That's just shown in the revenue side.
So if we make our streets safer for people to travel on, then it costs the city less money
Yes,
in insurance.
yes, it does.
Okay. Not to mention just like protecting people.
Okay. You have any questions? I'm sorry, this is not my forte, so
Don't apologize, you did cry.
Good job, Teresa.
thank you.
So some of those numbers were a little off from, I think, the budget that we were presented with the April 22nd date. I guess some things have been
That's,
amended since then.
yeah, that was a conference last Appalachian.
Yes.
So I may not have gotten everything updated.
Okay.
The actual budget estimate is the one dated 22 April.
Yeah,
But some of those numbers are different from what she just presented. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
those are the
What I'm saying is
corrected numbers, except for that 9,000 for, I'm anticipating, we're just gonna do a budget amendment for that.
For what?
For the 9,000, I'm anticipating her pay will go up to when she gets her CMO.
Oh, okay.
documentations.
Okay.
But then health insurance was 937,000 and today it was 952.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this will change between now and the time we discuss and vote. The update
It'll just be
number.
updated with
Yeah.
those.
Wait a minute, you're saying that FY 26 is different
Yes.
in the
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
April 22?
Yeah,
Yes.
what we have.
There were several numbers that were
But in
different.
in the insurance.
Yes.
Yes,
Other-
and also in
other
other places.
That's why I was asking.
Maybe it was the health insurance where you got that rebate and taken it off, and you probably just didn't have something.
If there's any discrepancy, the spreadsheet that's dated 22 April is the definitive document. So, there may be some discrepancies on a object line in any particular department slide, but the one that we're corporately putting forward as the budget estimate is the spreadsheet dated 22 April.
Okay. So the numbers here are the correct numbers
In the, yes, in the.
in the printed
the
version.
Estimated budget he presented to you on the
Okay.
22nd.
Okay, those are the current
Okay.
numbers.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, then the insurance total is 1,401,350
Yes.
and not 1,416.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions for Director Perry?
I got some homework to do.
Yeah. Okay, if there's no other questions, we'll move on to our final agenda item, citizen comments on items on this agenda. Mr. Granum?
Thank you, Mayor. This is the time for citizen comments. Please begin by stating your name and address. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes or less. Please respect the direction of the city recorder if time expires. You're invited to come to the podium now.
Okay, there are no comments. We'll go ahead and adjourn this budget workshop, and we will return next Tuesday for our regular meeting that will start early at 4:30 for our open discussion of the budget and work session and regular commission meeting at 6. Thank you.
Or not.